Good wishes to the students. I am Dr.Buvana, Associate Professor of CSE Department from PSNA College of Engineering and Technology. Now I am going to share some idea about the web services. What is web service? So web service is a standardized medium to propagate communication between the client and server applications on the World Wide Web. A web service is a simple software module which is designed to perform a certain set of tasks. That means the web service can be searched for over the network, in the sense it can also be invoked from the web servers. When it is invoked the web service, it would be able to provide functionality to the client which invokes that by the web service. This is a simple architecture diagram. Here mainly there are three components are involved. One is service requester, service provider, and then discovery agent. Here the service requester and then service requester to the agent, and then agent, discovery agent, and then service providers are directly involved with respectively. If any one of the requester wants to get any request, in the sense, first, that is service requester is nothing but is a client machine. The client sends the request to the discovery agent. If there is service available, in the sense, that can be intimated to the service requester, and by the help of the discovery agent, the service requester can get the service from the service provider. So these things are happened by the web services languages. So there are three main things are involved here. One is inspection, publication, and discovery. Here the first thing happened by only the discovery, because every requester or every provider must be connected to the discovery agent. So there is service provider. Here multiple nodes can be act as a service provider. Now every service provider must publish their services to the discovery agent. Then only the service requester can get any service from the discovery agent. Clear? So if any, for example, if here the service requester, now it is act as a service requester. Sometimes the service provider can also be act as a service requester. At the time, from the discovery agent, they may get any request, so that only the find, publish, and interact actions are happened. So these are all the types of, there are two types of web services. One is SOAP web services, and then RESTful web services. So in order to get any web services, in the sense, it should be functional or fully functional one, partial functional or fully functional one. So in order for a web service to be fully functional, there is a certain components that need to be placed in a, that need to be in a one place. So these components need to be present irrespective of whatever development language is used for programming the web service. So here these are all the components of a web service. The basic web service platform is developed by using XML and then HTTP protocol. So all the standard web services work by using the following components. There are three main components are involved. One is Simple Object Access Protocol, that is SOAP, and then UDDI, that means Universal Description, Discovery, and Integration, and the last one is WSDL, that means Web Services Description Languages. So these three components are mainly involved while you are creating any kind of web services. So not the three components are directly involved. If any one of the component can be used while you are creating the web services. So now let me discuss how does a web services work. So as I already said, by using the different components only, we can creating any web services or publishing any web services or finding any web services. So how it is performed, in the sense, first of all, a web service enables communication among various applications by using a standard protocol, and then standard languages, for example HTML, XML, and then standard web service protocols or WSDL and SOAP. So here we have to take these standards, we can creating any web services by using the XML to tag the data. If you are creating any XML file, in the sense we need to go for the XML to tag the data. And so for transferring any messages from client to server or client to discovery agency or from service provider to the discovery agency. And the last one, WSTL, to describe the availability of services. So now everything is okay, in the sense that is discovery is over, and then finding is over, in the sense now we have to describe the availability of services by the published service provider services. In the sense we go for the WSTL to describe the availability of services. So now next thing is how the Java web services are created, published, tested and described in a web services. Next topic. So as I already said, web service is nothing but is a simple software module. So it's normally resides on the server only. So this applications that access the web service sends a method call over a network to the remote machine, which process the call and returns a response over the network to the application. This kind of distributed computing is beneficial to many applications, because every time we want to send any request to the server, in the sense first of all it will be invoked through the discovery agent only. So by the service requester to the discovery agent, from the discovery agent to the service requester, and then service requester to the service provider only, the complete web service works are going on. So for example, a client applications without direct access to a database on a remote server might be able to retrieve the data through the web services. So these are all the following steps can be handled while you are creating, publishing, testing and describing a web service. First thing, publishing a web service. So making a web service available to receive client requests, we have the service provider publishing their web service to the discovery agent. The next thing is consuming a web service. Who will consume the web service? The service requester. So the service requester is a client machine who only consuming the web services. It has two parts are there. One is object of a proxy class for interacting with web service, and another thing is client applications that consumes web service by invoking methods on the object of proxy class. One is by using direct method, another one is by using through the discovery agent. And then last one, publishing. So publishing is happen by the service provider or publisher. This is the provider, or that is a service provider is the publisher of the web service. This provider implements the web service that makes it available on the internet, or it may be on a intranet. That is whether it may be any of the World Wide Web or it in the local. So these are all the various steps involved while we are creating, publishing, testing any web services. So this is the basic introduction about the web services. So next we have to see how to create a simple web services by the demonstration. So let me see again. So let me see how to create a simple web services. So for that we need a Java EE environment, that is Java IDE is needed. And then first of all create a new dynamic web project. So actually there are two ways to develop a web services, namely which is called as top-down approach and then bottom-up approach. We will be using only the bottom-up development approach in this session, because at least here I am using only the Java EE IDE mass. So it comes bundled with all the necessary plugins are included within the single bundle. So I am going to use that Java EE only. So after creating dynamic web project, here I am going to give a name of the dynamic project. So first web services is the name of my project. So first web service. Then here you have to select new runtime environment. So here all the runtime environments are available. So here I am choosing only the Apache Tomcat v6.0 version is used here. Then select or whether we can either select already included within that one, in the sense directly select, or else download and install the Apache Tomcat v6. And then here there is no selection, directly we can go to the workbench default JRE, then give finish. And then here automatically it will enable the dynamic web module versions. The 2.5 is enabled here. And if you want to modify any configuration, in the sense, go and select the configuration file, otherwise leave as it is. So default configuration for Apache Tomcat v6.0 is enabled. Then go to next. Then here only we have to give the source file path. If already created, then you have to include it within this folder, or else go to next. So this is the name of the file, and then web content. If you want to, before going to click the finish button, once we have to check it out, everything is okay or not, everything is fine, then give finish. So now the web services of project, new dynamic project is created. So from that left hand side you have to go to the Java resources. Then under the Java resources we have two folders, one is source, another one is library. So under this source folder, right click, go to new, it is a Java file now, so give class, then give the name of the Java file name. So first web is the name. Here you can give any default name, or else give the package names. It will take only the default package from the source folder. So finish. So now it is created the new Java file. So now we have to see about the how to create the addition web service, or any web services we can create. Here I am going to demonstrate only the addition of two numbers web service. So for that, public int add or multiply, anything else. So add addition, in the sense addition of int x comma int y, then return. Here two variables, x plus y, save all. So now Java file is created. Then again go to first web.java, then right click, go to new, and then select other. So here now we are going to create a web services. So go to web services folder. Under web services folder, all the registries and then client and files are there. So here I am going to select web service, then give next. So here there are two compartments are there. One is server side, another one is client side. As I already said, there are two different approaches are there. One is top down web service and then bottom up web service. I am selecting only the bottom up web service. So no need to touch this service side. We have to select only the client side. Just you have to drag fully on the client side for testing a client, then click publish web services, because we are going to create. Now we are doing one creation and then testing, publishing, everything is we are doing. So first you select everything. So these two are important: start a service and test a client and publishing a services. Then next, so our method is here. This is the file, that is a web service file with the extension of WSTL, that is first web.wstl. For the Java class file we are creating the WSTL file, web services file. Then next, going to start a server. So now the server are starting. Then next, so whether the result becomes through the web service explorer or it may be in the any different browser, here we can see in both the site itself. So go to launch, so this is the launch environment, is that the web service explorer is opening. So this is our method. Our method is, see, in operation there are only one operations we are invoking. That operation name is addition. So under addition we have the two variables. So while you are clicking this method, the two variables are displayed. So two variables are named as x and y. See here, there are two variables here. The two variables are x and y. So go to here, our method name is addition. So just we are going to add two numbers, that's it, 12, 56 in the sense. Go. Then we are clicking go. The result is 68. Here it displays the result. The result are, it will return 68. The method addition, invoking the service addition, which returns 68. So this is one way to invoke the web services. Another way within the proxy web page itself we can view the result. So this is the another way of a web service checking. So these are all the methods defaultly set up by the web services. So our created web service method is operation is addition only. Then give finish. Just wait, it will take some more time. So now web browsers are enabled. Here we have addition method. So in the same thing, same operations can perform this way also. So 56 plus 34 in the sense, the answer should be an answer becomes 90. So it will return the answer 90 here. So this is the simple web service creation. So like that we can creating the multiple, if it is there are two or more client machines are there, invoking a simple web services by the single service provider in the sense, that is also possible. So these are all the files are created while you are creating a dynamic project. So first web services and then Java resources. Under Java resources only have the Java class file, and then web client have the WSTL file. So this is the file which is created by the first web.java. Okay, thank you students. I thought everything is okay now about the web services. Thank you.